Okay, so we're rolling in with episode 7. Back at Mom Proof, the art of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. We're trying to launch our kids, right? Here we are. Man. This has happened.
9.5 days of school. Mm-hmm. And that's maybe the beginning of the launch. Or is it like
you're
the
right.
countdown?
We're now
maybe
thinking
it's
launch.
Yes. Yeah. What do y'all think of when you think about launching something or
I keep hearing things with Avery going off to school. She's going to kill me by saying her name. But you know what? It's like, you don't know now. I'm sorry. She's just going down the road. Like she's not really leaving.
Yes.
It's like, that's the implication now of.
That's how y'all are discussing it?
No, that's like just in general. Like say you're talking with, I was talking with someone, a friend the other day who said, oh, well, you're lucky. At least she's not leaving. I am lucky she's not leaving. But my girl is off and out. That's what we are meant to do.
Is she in your home any longer?
No. Right.
Yes.
So it's not a boo-hoo or wah, but it's like, wait, I've spent these 18 years raising her to be able to let her go, not hold on. Doesn't matter where she goes, she's got to go.
And maybe in one way, I think it could be a little bit harder. Like people think maybe it's easier, but maybe it's a little bit harder because then when they're away, it's kind of like you're forced to let go, right? You're forced. We talked about Life 360 and all these things, so you're forced to.
That's such a big topic in my home.
If they're here, then
with my son.
If they're here, then you have those temptations, right? Check in on them, have them come over for dinner or whatnot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying
weekly expectations, perhaps.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's just part of it is a culmination of as I was writing her speech, right, for her grad party. There's the 18 years of the kid we raised. This is who you think she is right now, and she's headed out, so you should go. Dang it.
I mean, Sandra, not to make it like so salient, but your kid's going across the country.
Yeah.
Not to press it where it's vulnerable or hit a hot spot. But what does that feel like on a launch? Because like Jamie said, people don't realize her launch feels like a launch.
Right.
But the kid's about an hour away, let's just say, door to door, maybe.
Sure.
30 minutes, lucky girl. But we shouldn't have any different expectations than we do on your kid who's going across the country. Or should we? Or is that on the parent to decide when and where we see them after they launch?
I think it's all the same to me, whether they're staying close or leaving, because it's like they're entering a different part of their life. Right now, they're kind of going away and they're kind of supposed to be responsible for themselves, right? Like they're supposed to take certain responsibilities, get to class on time. If they get a job, then they have to handle that as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, the biggest difference is that she is going far, so I won't see her as much. But I think the conversations are the same about responsibilities, about having to, have our expectations of what we expect from her.
Or how about outlets? How about the conversation about, okay, we know you're ready to launch, or hopefully we see those signs. You seem to be handling your schedule for the most part at home on your own, taking care of your actual body. Hygiene seems in place.
Right.
Being punctual or, to most places when you should be. But what about this actual, the life skills? We talked about this in the very first or second episode. What do we want to know, be sure that they know before they are now on their own? Is it making nail appointments? Is it that simple? So-and-so, she'll know who that is.
Make your own appointments.
This
part is over.
Because like Sandra said, we've already looked at the schedule. We've already kind of said like, hey, these are the calendar dates that would kind of work to see each other. But are you going to initiate that? Will she initiate that? How do we know they're ready to be an adult if we're not monitoring their ways they decompress? We've talked a little bit about that. Decompression.
I think the monitoring's over.
Oh,
that was a hard one.
Enmeshed heart.
Dang. I think it's over. For me, it's over. Maybe that's part of this whole thing where I really am.
Letting
pull the key out.
go.
I am going to let her go and go do her thing. I'm not going to.
Right, because we can't.
Right?
No, I'm agreeing
we
in
can't
my head.
Constantly be checked. Like, are you coming home? Are you not coming home?
We can't.
I don't know.
When they come home, what are you going to do? You're going to spend time with me? Maybe we just let them create.
I left
their
my
path.
house and I never looked back. My
Dude,
poor mom. I swear, I was like, "Bye, love you. Hey, I'll see you in
Big
I don't know
time.
March."
Were you like that?
Yes,
Same,
I mean,
exactly.
I left.
We were
and-
military kids.
That's right. So
Okay,
go
sorry.
But I didn't think twice about
So same.
coming back or anything. But I mean, same situation. I was in the same city as my parents. I didn't go anywhere far away, but I still avoided being around them.
So that's the difference. I think with
Avoidance.
our kid. Oh, avoidance. So you don't want to go do something. That's,
Let's go down that path.
Yeah, that's good for a freshman in college and or freshman, sophomore, junior in high school.
Or a
Senior.
person finishing high school and going into the workforce /
Right.
community college.
If something doesn't feel good, and then
are you
you
gonna
just
do?
don't show up.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know, I've often given that advice to my kids. Half the battle in school is just showing up. Just show up for class. But what I didn't realize till a few years ago, or after going with kid number 3, son number 3, is that this avoidance thing is a very real issue for teenagers.
This particular generation, the more and more research is that the avoidance looks very much like spending way too much time on their phones, not actually going to class because they feel like that's a choice, I suppose, or research is saying because the anxiety is so big of what that is that they're encountering. I'm already behind. I don't get the content. I don't like the content. The teacher hates me. Whatever that thing is they're trying to avoid, that they are utilizing missing school to support that
And that
behavior.
goes with being comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? They have to get comfortable with that awkwardness and the fact that they want to procrastinate about it or they want to completely avoid doing it. Like even like these last few days of high school, I feel like they're avoiding going to school.
Yes, ma'am.
And part of it is, I know you don't want to go to school, but what are the reasons why you don't want to go to school? Is it because you feel melancholy about countdown to the very end? Or that,
Right, a first time coming to an actual natural end of something, guys.
You're
That's
right.
another whole, let's put a pause on that
Yeah.
one because the natural conclusion of something, what a universal lesson that is.
Yeah. Oh, that was deep.
I just had a moment. I just went, but Sandra, go back. So you're right.
you're right.
So you
Yeah,
said,
they are
is it
avoiding
because
it.
they're avoiding a natural melancholy? What other reasons might they be avoiding school? Do you think, or did she share with you?
I mean, I just think like reading it, like I read a lot of stuff. I mean,
Yes,
I
you
could be
do.
wrong. I don't know. But I feel like it's part of it is that. It's also part of it is they want to be done with this.
Yeah.
Like they're in a hurry to get out of here, but at the same time, they're kind of like,
It's familiarity. It's
you know,
comfortable.
thinking about like, do I really want to go there? But I think it's an uncomfortable feeling.
Yep.
Just plain and simple. It's uncomfortable
Boredom.
that you don't know. Do you want to go? You don't want to
bad.
go.
Okay.
What do I do? It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
And these are teaching moments too. I
they
think
are.
that as parents,
They are.
instead of always asking the same questions, in a conversation of, I don't know, it could be something as simple as help me with the dishes. Hey, you're not going to class because what happened?
That's right. I love that you just used, though, an activity. So everyone locked that one in, right? It's always harder to
Yes.
just start
Sit and ask
Yeah,
and
don't
talk.
just sit. Like, don't make it therapy.
Yeah.
They won't
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good, Jane.
I know. I just heard recently from a teenager that she's a really smart kid, but she doesn't want to go to school because it's just projects.
It's
So she's
stupid.
just doing projects.
That's
She's
stupid.
getting through it.
I already took the AP test.
Right.
That was another one
This
I
is
might have heard.
and this is what I'm hearing now too. I don't have any tests. I don't have anything left. Why am I going to go? Guess what, kids? Your job is to go to school.
You're committed. Wait, here's what we've had to tell our children. There's an actual law. And it is illegal for people. And then my 18-year-old will say, well, then I'm out of that law. Okay, she wins. But that 16-year-old's got nothing. It's
Right.
law, guys.
But they have to have X amount of hours.
And that's
in
part of the
school.
law. And to get credit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how
Yeah,
old
you
you
can-
are. You're still
I don't think our kids are going to go that far.
Well,
but the
no.
point is, we definitely hear it, right?
we
I'm
do.
done.
I just
I don't
wanna
want to go.
You're right.
And I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is with her, Sandra. Is she avoiding the sadness? I think mine is a little bit. I
Yes.
think there's a lot of that. Oh, now I'm not going to be with them. We're really all splitting up.
That's a
hard
point.
one. We're really all splitting up. And even though it's not summer yet, they haven't gone yet, but just this, as you mentioned, natural end, this finality of high school.
Ooh, and it's actually something you can predict, but yet how do you prepare? I mean, but I also think, okay, and I do want to continue on the natural evolution or ending of things, but I think some of it's pure boredom. My particular kid has said, I am so done with these underclassmen. They're so sophomoric.
Wait.
Oops. Her boyfriend's an underclassman.
Sophomoric?
Okay,
Is that
I
a
used
word?
the word sophomoric.
You did? Because I was going to say, way to go.
She does have good vocabulary though because of who her mother is. But but it's funny to hear that level. Like I'm done with this boring sophomoric, stupid thing. And then also, I think they're tired and they want to sleep.
Yeah.
What about that?
Well, they're
one?
tired because of all the parties.
I know.
So
How many more grad parties can one have?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have like 5 or 6 left.
That could be a game show. It's like spin the
bottle. No. Well, so what about the natural ending of things, and how do we as parents? I think because this is important to keep going. We can't monitor anymore. But what if they start to avoid, and then they're avoiding going to class, or the what if? You told me not to do the what ifs. What if they stop going to class?
Well,
I think it's a discussion to have. If you're feeling this way, and there's that time that you may think about not going to class, your job is to get
so much freedom.
Well, this is great practice, right?
Right.
Like I say that. Like this is good practice because when you get to school, when you get to college, it's going to be almost the same as the end of the year here because you don't really have to go. You're not good. Your parents aren't going to get a letter by email.
And we're not even punishing them. We're not. Right. We're saying, okay, you're not going.
So this is good practice.
You know, when you get the note, when they're almost failing out, that's when you get the note. You don't get the Schoology or whatever it is that sends you the notes.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
Then you think,
you don't just get the missing assignments. Just get the only you're about to fail.
I'm sorry,
out.
You're almost out. No, sorry. Don't say.
I equate it to like when you have a job. Let's say you have a job that you're a kid, you have a job, you're 17 and you're working at a restaurant and you don't like it anymore and you have 2 choices. You could either resign, get another job and resign, or you could just avoid going into work and just be irresponsible, right? And it's the same thing. The right thing to do is to do the process of going and resigning, giving your 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. And there's a way to do that in college if a class needs to be dropped or if you think you need to, get out of college completely because it's not clicking. But yes, that's super responsible process. That was good.
It's like so I always tell her, this is a process. So you have to use this as a practice that you aren't going to be forced to go to school and college. You could sleep all day, until you get down to almost the end of the semester and you're failing, But, it's just like when she had a job, I told her, I was like, you have to go to work. You can't call in sick if you're not really sick,
Save that card.
And so it's kind of like these skills that we teach for them to use, and now they're going to college, we hope that they use them.
Well, and we hope we modeled them, right? And that we didn't overuse our sick cards, and we didn't, we were pretty honest and authentic in the way we built relationships, or also the way we worked in our work environments, because those are different, so they're going to have these friends and they're going to feel accountable to them. You kind of got to feel accountable to those professors, even though you may not feel like you know them, or you feel anonymous, or, you don't know how to do it, but there's some. That's kind of your new supervisor,
your new job, right?
Yeah, it's your new job.
That's a good way to put it. Your new supervisor.
You're your new supervisor.
And guess what? You may not like them.
No, you may not even see them. They may have teaching assistants in there, and then that's hard to. You don't even know who your professor is, or they're super not approachable. You find a way. Ask questions.
Well, and it's finding new
mom,
friends too. I would say at a grad party I was at the other night, a young man came right up to me, introduced himself. I think I'd met him before, but he said hello. It was nice to see you. And then my boyfriend, who's new in the room, he went right up to him. I want to say his name to just say kudos, but I won't. But he was so good at your point.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and
no.
Don't say it. I'm not going to say yes or no. But the point is, this young man came right up, introduced himself, said hello. I mean, what a great people skill that is.
Boom.
Yes.
And I think at the end of the day, life is about building relationships. And we can give our kids all the information we want. But if you can't hold a conversation with someone, say hello.
Look people in the eyes.
Yes.
It's uncomfortable. You can look away.
And I know some people are shy. I know there's different personalities.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I think we can talk about our children being able to do that in a classroom, in a new environment, and say, you've got to go up and meet your professor.
Make
You've
the
got
effort.
to say hello to the person next to you. It will help you in the long run.
That's such a
It's
good
like,
one.
I'm an introvert, so that's
I'm a
really
natural
hard
introvert.
for me.
Are you a natural?
Yes.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
We're
funny?
great.
We're all
Look at
natural.
us. Extrovert, introvert.
This is so hard to sit here and chat with you guys.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a tough time. Next time we're going to do it with wine.
I know.
Really?
Well, not at 1:30. Can we schedule like a
Why?
6? I don't know.
Okay.
I have clients tonight.
Okay, then.
Well, the other thing is, what about for parents? Because we as parents also avoid. We
sure do.
Maybe we're avoiding dealing with the reality of them going off. Like, we know that it's going to happen, but we don't want it to really happen. So we kind of are avoiding it too, avoiding feelings, avoiding.
What could that look like if you want to like call out one of your dear friends, your spouse, or maybe your partner, or even yourself? What are avoidant behaviors that we may be like?
Well,
I'm going to avoid this answer.
I think it'd be like getting too involved in their life. Like you've been one way and you're parenting side by side, and all of a sudden you turn back and start to get up all in the business of details of, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like over-parenting right now looks a different way than just continuing the journey next to them.
It's a good
or like
point.
avoidance too, in
That
the
should tell
fact that maybe your child's already made a decision. This is where they're going to go off to college.
Yep.
But you, as a parent who's avoiding the fact that you don't like their decision or you're afraid that you're going to lose them, you keep continually asking, are you sure you made the right decision?
Sandra, that's a very good point.
Or you keep offering, why don't you look at this school or that school? Well, it's too late. That has passed, and we need to respect the decisions that they have made.
That's it.
They've made the decision. We need to respect it.
Yep.
And then we need to stop micromanaging and trying to get them to do what we want them to do. And that's to me, that's avoidance. That parent is avoiding accepting the child's decision. And they need to be respected and said, I'm glad you made your decision and I'm going to, live with it.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like the parent hasn't made the decision in their mind. They don't know if that's right or not. But that's interesting. So this is when you actually do have to let go. You can't, what's the word? You can't project yourself onto your child and say, I really want you to go to University of New Mexico. I don't want you to go to somewhere else. And I think once a child makes a decision, parents let them live with it. Right or wrong. If it's wrong, they're going to figure it out. Just leave it alone and move on. I mean, we want to do that in our relationships. I don't want to keep talking about something if I already made a decision.
Right.
And the same thing in work. I try and instill that in my team. Make a decision. If it's wrong, we'll deal with it later. But make the damn call.
That's good.
Don't just sit on it.
Right? Because that's
You
a
gotta be
decision.
decisive.
Like you're at the Nordstrom and there's more than one or two pairs of shoes that you want. I'm not speaking from that. I hear about Nordstrom, but
they're clearance sales. And come on, you don't just buy one. If you decide to buy two, but you can't go to two colleges at once, so you got to choose one.
What I was going to say was, it's good if you're right. If we model decisiveness, and you just said that, and maybe we continue this conversation because this is such a good one.
I think so.
Me
I
too.
think so.
Avoidance and
Well,
acceptance.
because if you don't, I just want to say this, then you put doubt in that child's mind. So now they are doubting themselves if they've made the correct decision. And we want them to own their decisions. So we need to learn to accept it and not make them feel doubtful.
What if the decisions are destructive?
Well, that's different.
Okay, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Not asking for a friend.
That is a good one, though. And you know what? Listen, this could be parenting from a different space of what our kids are allowed to do. Are you going to let someone go do something?
Yeah.
You know what? If it's not right for your kids, say no.
Yes.
I see so many parents that waver back and forth. They're going to see what somebody else does. Okay, well, what did their parents say? Or what? You know what?
For sure.
Call it, stick with it, and be done with it.
That's right.
And then your kids will learn to do that same thing. You model that behavior. It's not good for you. Go this direction.
Right.
Wow, that's good. That's a way to be involved without being enmeshed.
Enmeshed. That's
Enmeshed.
something. Yeah, let's talk about that next episode.
okay.
I think this was good today.
too.
Thanks for sharing this.
Yes, same.
It's getting easier and harder all at the same time. Life.
Balance.
Yeah.
Life.
So we'll wrap for now.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace out.